Hello class, I am Happy Narang, your subject teacher of water management in horticulture crops. Today I am going to cover the topic that is soil water holding capacity. Let's start. One of the main functions of soil is to store moisture and supply it to the plants between rainfalls or irrigation. Evaporation from the soil surface, transpiration by plants, and deep percolation combine to reduce soil moisture status between water application. If the water content becomes too low, plants become stressed. The plant available moisture storage capacity of a soil provides a buffer which determines a plant's capacity to withstand dry spells. Forms of soil water storage. Water is held in soil in various ways and not all of it is available to plants. Chemical water is an integral part of the molecular structure of soil minerals. It can be held tightly by electrostatic forces to the surfaces of clay, crystals, and other minerals and is unavailable to plants. The rest of the water in the soil is held in pores, the spaces between the soil particles. The amount of moisture that a soil can store and the amount it can supply to plants are dependent on the number and size of its pore spaces. Gravitational water is held in large soil pores and rapidly drains out under the action of gravity within a day or so after raining. Plants can only make use of gravitational water for a few days after raining. Capillary water is held in pores that are small enough to hold water against gravity but not so tightly that roots can't absorb it. This water occurs as a film around soil particles and in the pores between them and is the main sources of plant moisture. As this water is withdrawn, the larger pores drain first. The finer the pores, the more resistant they are to removal of water. As water is withdrawn, the films become thinner and harder to detach from the soil particles. This capillary water can move in all directions in response to suction and can move upwards through soil for up to 2 meters. The particles and pores of the soil acting like a wick. Now we will be discussing stages of water holding capacity. When soil is saturated, all the pores are full of water, but after a day, all gravitational water drains out, leaving the soil at filled capacity. Plants then draw water out of the capillary pores readily at first and then with greater difficulty until no more can be withdrawn and the only water left is in the micropores. The soil is then at wilting point and without water additions, plants die. The amount of water available to plants is therefore determined by the capillary porosity and is calculated by the differences in moisture content between filled capacity and wilting point. This is the total available storage of the soil. The portion of the total available moisture stored which can be extracted by plants without becoming stressed is termed readily available water. Irrigations must have knowledge of the readily available moisture capacity so that water can be applied before plants have to expend excessive energy to extract moisture. The amount of soil water available to plants is governed by the depth of soil that roots can explore the root zone and the nature of the soil material because the total and available moisture storage capacities are linked to porosity. The particle sizes, texture, and the arrangement of particles structure are the critical factors. Organic matter and carbonate levels and stone content also affect moisture storage. So now comes constraints of water holding capacity. The amount of water available to plants is therefore determined by the capillary porosity and is calculated by the difference in moisture content between filled capacity and wilting point. This is the total available water storage of the soil. The portion of the total available moisture stored which can be extracted by plants without becoming stressed, is termed readily available water. Irrigations must have knowledge of the readily available moisture capacity so that water can be applied before plants have to expend excessive energy to extract moisture. The amount of soil water available to plants is governed by the depth of soil that roots can explore, the root zone, and the nature of the soil material. Because the total and available moisture storage capacities are linked to porosity, the particle sizes, texture, and the arrangement of particles structure are the critical factors. Organic matter and carbonate levels and stone content also affect moisture storage. So let's understand how to measure soil water holding capacity. Firstly, establish the depth of the root zone either by observing the depth to which roots from the previous crop have extended or by noting the depth to restrictive layer. The roots of most annual field crops occur in the top 120 cm of soil. If there are no restrictive layers, some perennial species may extend roots to 600 cm or more if soil conditions are ideal and moisture is present. Secondly, to calculate the water holding capacity of each soil layer in the root zone, for example, 25 cm of clay loam with an available water of 1.8 mm water per centimeter of soil can store 45 mm of available water. The water holding capacity of a soil is calculated by summing the capacity of each layer in the root zone. Hence, we should understand why soil water holding capacity is important. Soil water holding capacity is a term that all farms should know to optimize crop production. Simply defined, soil water holding capacity is the amount of water that a given soil can hold for crop use. Field capacity is the point where the soil water holding capacity has reached its maximum for the entire field. The goal for agricultural producers is to maintain the field at or near capacity. When there is a deficit in the amount of water in the soil profile needs to be replenished by precipitation or irrigation. The key is for farmers to understand soil water holding capacity and how to manage it so that the farm doesn't need to irrigate or suffer from a drought. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.